NCBIS. Welcome to your first Turn It Off Tuesday. I hope this day will give you a chance to do some fun activities and most importantly, stay off those screens. So, spend some time making stuff together with your family. So write down the ingredients and watch this video a few times so you can make Play-Doh at home. It's super easy. Are you ready? Okay, it's really easy to make Play-Doh at home with just a few simple ingredients that you probably have around the house. The first thing you'll need is your equipment. You'll need a pot. You're going to put that on the stove. You'll need a bowl to mix your dry ingredients in. And you'll need a plate with some parchment paper on it to put your Play-Doh once it's all ready. These are your ingredients. Play-Doh starts with flour. The recipe that I use asks you to put 1 cup of flour and 1/4 cup of salt. Super easy, those are your dry ingredients. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is mix our dry ingredients together in the bowl. So there's that 1 cup flour and 1/4 cup of salt. Just take a spoon or a whisk and mix them together as best you can. You want to get the salt and the flour all the way through and well mixed. So now your dry ingredients are done. You can set them to the side. The next thing you're going to do is mix your wet ingredients in that pot we talked about. So this is 3/4 cups of water. You need 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil, sunflower oil, canola oil, whatever you have at home. This is going to make your dough nice and soft and stretchy. And this recipe asks for 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. Now, I'm using this fake lemon, but you can use fresh lemons. No problem. They're probably better, actually, fresh lemons, but I don't have any right now. So we're going to use that. Okay? And we're going to make green food coloring today. And so we're going to put some drops of food coloring in. 5, 6. I'm going to put 6 in because I want a light color of green and I don't like too much food coloring. So this is the part that you need help from Mom and Dad. Okay, so Mom and Dad, you're going to heat this liquid, giving it a gentle stir over the stove. Okay, takes a few minutes to heat up. You don't want it to boil, you just want it to get really hot. So just before boiling. Okay, so our liquid mixture, come on in here, close camera lady, is, oh, I don't want it to boil, so I'm gonna turn it right down. Okay, our liquid is now hot enough, so I'm gonna turn off the heat. And now I'm going to add my dry ingredients, little bit at a time, slowly into my wet. Now, if you make a mistake and you dump it all in at once, it's fine. It's just a little easier to combine it all together if you do it bit by bit. Don't worry if at first it's a little bit clumpy. Okay, that happens. Later, you can get all those clumps out with your good old-fashioned fingers. Okay. You can see that I only added 6 drops of food coloring, so it's still a nice soft pale green. If you want a darker green color, then of course just add more food coloring. And if you want to just make natural colors, sure, that will work too if you don't like food coloring. So now it gets a little trickier to combine. So that's why I like to use a wooden spoon. I can press the back of the wooden spoon down into the pan and really get all that flour mixed in. It's kind of a good workout actually. So now I've dumped my last little bit of flour. This is where you really got to use your elbow grease. Actually, Miss Gina over in the nursery is the expert Play-Doh maker for our early years. So I'm sure she has even better technique, but I'll do my best. I'm gonna grab another knife here, because sometimes a knife or a spoon sticks to my wooden spoon, so just kind of scrape it off. And keep pressing with the back of my spoon. until it's all combined. So can you see it now? Whoops, it's windy today. All right, okay, so this is the last step. Some of this flour is getting a little tricky to combine in. So at this point, I'm gonna stop stirring and I'm gonna dump my Play-Doh and any extra flour out onto the plate. Okay, now this is a little bit hot, so you might wanna leave it a minute or two, but I need to get this video up online, so I'm gonna brave it. So at this point, I start kneading. This is just like if you're gonna make bread or pizza dough, and it's getting a little hot on the inside, so definitely make sure you leave it. And any of that flour that's still there, I'm just gonna use my hands and fold it over, move it over if there's any flour. I've got a little bit, don't wanna waste any of that lovely Play-Doh. Scrape it all off and just fold it over and press. Fold and press, fold and press, fold and press. And as you do this kneading, you'll notice that all those clumps or lumps start to come out and your dough starts to become lovely and soft and smooth. And then when you're done, you have made Play-Doh. The longer you knead it, the softer it gets. Now you'll want to leave it for a little while, let it sort of firm up a little bit, and then you've got perfectly good Play-Doh that you can use for any kind of mold making. Doesn't smell very sweet, so definitely don't eat it. It's full of salt. Won't kill you, but it's definitely not delicious. All right? Now when you're finished with your Play-Doh, make sure that you seal it up tightly, okay, with no air inside. Air is Play-Doh's enemy. So when your dough's finished making and in between playing with it, put it into a Ziploc bag is your best bet. Okay, squeeze out all that air and then make sure it's sealed up tightly. Okay, so this is one ball of green. I could carry on. I could make some red, some blue, some yellow. I could mix food coloring. What would happen if I mixed yellow and blue? What would happen if I mixed red and yellow? What would happen if I mixed red and blue? This is a good way also to think about color theory and how you can mix different colors of Play-Doh together. Thanks for watching and have fun on Turn It Off Tuesdays.